they threatened me, and they were trying to jump me in. They made it known that they were doing fight nights. There were people out there still smoking cakes too.
Fight night.
Yeah,
22
it
CR
was-
8453, State of Texas versus Mark Daniel Lewis. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins with the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Ed Piker for Mr. Lewis.
And are you Mark Daniel Lewis?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm showing you what's entitled motion to revoke community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Mark Daniel Lewis who is placed on community supervision in 2022 CR 8453 for the offense on unlawfully carrying a weapon with a felony conviction on January 13, 2023 for a term of 10 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
State?
Honor, violated condition number 15G, on or about the 26th day of May. And Judge, I'd like to orally.
Oh, just one moment. Excuse me. Could you, if you all could move to the other end. Okay. All right. Are we proceeding on the motion as presented, State?
Judge, we'd like to orally amend, I've conferred with defense counsel. We'd like to orally amend the year. It should be May 2023 instead of May 2026, Judge.
All right. Any objection?
Judge, I confer with my client on that and we have no objection.
All right, Mr. Lewis, do you understand that that's a substantive change to the motion to revoke?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand that your attorney has 10 days to prepare for trial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Did you wish to proceed?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, State.
On or about the 26th day of May 2023 in Rusk County, Texas, the defendant, Mark Daniel Lewis, did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions.
Excuse me, just one moment. Were you changing that date?
Yes, Judge, to 26th day of May 2023.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Sorry. In Rusk County, Texas, the defendant, Mark Daniel Lewis, did then and there fail to comply with the rules, regulations, or instructions of the Bexar County Community Supervision and Corrections Department Substance Abuse Treatment Facility, in that the defendant was behaviorally discharged from the East Texas State ISF unit in Henderson, Texas, in violation of condition number 15G.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
All right. Did you understand by pleading true to violation 15G, the court could find it true, grant the motion, sentence you to 6 years in prison?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of 15G?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of 15G true. Is there an agreement?
Judge, we don't necessarily have an agreement. I have no objection. The defense counsel has spoken with probation and we've conferred. And I think he has a proposal that he'd like to make to the court that the state has no objection to.
All right, Mr. Piker.
That's correct, Judge. And then I will call my client because he knows better what happened than I could ever tell you.
All right, Mr. Piker, what are you requesting?
I am requesting that the court consider keeping him on probation, not revoke him, and move him out of, don't revoke him, don't send him back to that facility and send him to lifetime recovery. We've looked into it. It's a 3-month residential. He's motivated. Actually, it was his suggestion that if that was possible to get him out of there. He wants to help. He wants to get off the drugs, but he can't do it where he's at.
Okay.
And he is going to explain that to you better than I can.
All right, Miss Abrams.
I apologize. I cannot hear.
On this case, it is Mark Daniel Lewis. There was an incident at Henderson, and his attorney is suggesting that he be placed in inpatient at lifetime recovery.
Your Honor, probation would not have any objection.
Okay. And so that I will know, what is the issue with that facility? We'll say allegedly.
Would you like to hear it from me or from Mr. Lewis?
Either one.
Mr. Lewis can explain it better than I, but I will tell you that he was in a gang. He was in a gang when he got there. He wanted out of the gang. He told him he wanted out of the gang. His life was threatened. His well-being was threatened. And quite honestly, from what he tells me, there was so much drug usage there and fight night that it was not conducive to getting better. It made it worse.
All right. And this is at the facility in Henderson, Texas?
Yes, ma'am. He will swear, he will tell you that under oath.
Oh, no, I'm going to make sure that the facility at Henderson, Texas, that we do, that a spot check is done, random, so I can figure out what's going there, because the last thing I want is someone who's trying to get treatment and wants treatment to be sent to a facility where it's difficult to receive that.
And that's why I wanted to address you, because I knew you'd be interested.
All right. You want to raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name.
Mark Lewis.
All right, so tell me what is going on at the Henderson facility?
Whenever I was here in this courtroom on January 13th, I signed for the 10 years probation. You gave me the choice to go receive help or go to TDC, where, so I chose the help. And whenever I was finally transported to Henderson, Texas, I threw myself into the program and I started learning about thinking errors. I started learning all the aspects I needed to learn for my first track, which was cognitive intervention. And had a very successful 45-day call. But during that time, I made the decision to step away from the gang affiliation that the gang that I was affiliated with. And I made it known that they were doing fight nights. There were people out there still smoking K too.
Fight nights.
Yeah, it was disrupted. The counselors would come in and they would read from a piece of paper for an hour and they would leave until the next day. And it was back to the same stuff. And I made it known that I didn't want no part of any of that anymore. I was trying to get back to my daughter. I let everybody know, like, I was back in my Bible. I was trying to get myself right. And a lot of people took that offensive, and they threatened me, and they were trying to jump me. And thankfully the guard was able to see that something was going on, and they pulled me out of the dorm that I was in, and they placed me in a single man cell in restrictive housing. And when they came, they were like, they wanted to send me back to that environment, and I wasn't trying to go back to that environment because of the threat. And they said that by refusing that environment, I was refusing the program. And I knew that I would have to come back here and address you, but I'm trying to do better.
Okay. No, I appreciate that. So what I'll do then is I'll deny the motion and I'm going to alter and amend conditions to include lifetime recovery, the inpatient, and you'll be transferred from the jail to lifetime recovery.
Yes, Sean.
All right. Is there anything else?
That was it.
All right, we can go off the record. See what I mean about communication being key? If I don't know this is going on, then, but thank you so much for letting me know.
Your Honor.
You didn't get any more tattoos while you were there, did
No,
you?
thankfully not.
Okay.
Thankfully not.
And he's not from Indiana.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
right,
Thank
thank you,
you.
Arnie.
Thank you for letting me know. On count one, waiving count two,
Yes, Judge.
any objection?
No objection.
All right, Mr. Seer, I'm showing you what's entitled Court's Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams? That's a first-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 5 to 99 years or life in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
There's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, he is going to work once out there. He says that he is looking to get this all behind him. And he is asking for intensive outpatient treatment if possible, because he works so many hours. I know that the TAP will show that up, Your Honor. I just wanted to add that.
All right. So what do you do other than have cocaine and
I
meth?
do framing and construction cleaning,
Mhm.
and I have a business, clothing business that I'm trying to get off the ground.
Mhm.
And
And you're just doing drugs on the side, part-time?
no, just being foolish, Your Honor.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
I mean, how many years are we going to take this foolishness with us?
That's and everything happens for a reason. And being here incarcerated, I've never really read the Bible and stuff like that. And I found that light in me now, and I wake up more happy and everything now, I'm ready to just take my life, serious.
Yeah, what's your favorite verse in the Bible?
The Lord is my shepherd.
Oh, okay. Yeah, what verse is that?
It's Matthew.
What verse is that?
Psalms 23.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No problem.
This is my first time like really getting into it, you know.
Oh, no. I'm happy. Sometimes, people will always say that people find Jesus at the jail.
Yeah.
Sometimes they do, sometimes they pretend like they're doing, but I'm always interested.
Yeah.
For me, whatever helps people get through this journey we call life,
Yes.
that's a good
I
thing.
got 3 daughters and
Oh, what are their ages?
6, 7, and 8.
And who do they live with?
With both me and my girlfriend.
Mm. And who's your girlfriend?
Emily Colleen.
What were you doing with Samantha then?
That's my cousin.
So you and Samantha Servin were out with
No,
drugs.
I wasn't out with-
I'm sorry, what?
I wasn't out with nobody.
What? What is he saying?
He's saying that he was not present with anybody at the time of the arrest.
No, you were in the vehicle. What is he talking about?
That is his cousin that is mentioned in there.
All right, is something wrong with him?
No, Your Honor, I believe that that's the only aspect that he sort of maintained was not accurate on the report. But he says everything else is accurate.
So you were not in the vehicle?
I was in the vehicle, but there's nobody with me.
Oh, so you're saying Samantha wasn't in the car with you?
I was by myself in that car.
No, they have S1 and S2.
Your Honor,
It says, based on my observations during my surveillance of the listed location and results of the traffic stop, we were able to detain S2, who was the subject of our investigations. We encountered S2's small children occupying several bedrooms of the home. Okay.
I was just drunk, I guess.
No problem. I understand. I'm going to need a PSI report on this. Ms. Ferguson, when can we come back? I need a TAP evaluation.
and I know it's a little unorthodox to ask, but would the defendant be eligible for a clear bond under the circumstances that he's already pled?
No, we'll see about a TAP evaluation, and maybe we can get the TAP evaluation done quickly. Will it take long to have a TAP evaluation? Okay. Oh, thank you. So, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this back in 2 weeks?
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm just asking for a TAP evaluation so I can get an idea of what's going on.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Sierra, you need to be very honest with what you tell them in the TAP evaluation, because there's something going on here I'm not able to figure out because I don't have enough information yet. So make sure you're honest with them, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Here's my ConAir moment, because people are like, what's the ConAir moment? What happened? So I'm leaving for my flight to come back to San Antonio, and I'm standing in line with my bags, trying to do my check bags. And there is 3 guys in line in front of me. And so the first guy goes up to the counter, and there are 2 people behind him. So then they call for the next person. And I'm like, they're skipping over these other 2 guys. And they didn't seem like they were together. So I said, excuse me, sir, are you next? Oh, no, we're fine. Then I take a look at the guy in the center. The guy in the center is wearing the equivalent of jailhouse flip-flops with socks, shorts that are below his knee, and a jacket, who looked as though he was hustled to be there. And in my mind, I'm like, this is ConAir, this is ConAir. So then I, am listening with my bad ear to see what's going on, because I need to be on high alert. And I hear the guy say, yeah, do you have any paperwork for your prisoner? And I was like,
Could I announce it?
I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm about to have a ConAir moment. So I called my mom and I said, Mom, I'm texting my brother with my mom in it. And I said, we're about to do ConAir, right? And my mom doesn't know how to do text, so she doesn't read it. But my brother said, we won't tell Mom, but does anybody have a bunny rabbit?
Drop the bunnies.
So of course, they went with me to Houston, but then he got off. So there we go.
Nothing bad happened.
Nothing bad happened. Well, at least not on my flight.
Not on your flight.